Hello, dude. Today, I will tell you about real happening in hotel. So, let's go about their hotel side. The road to Hotel Erebus had no name. GPS lost signal 5 kilometers before the destination. Arav Mehta noticed it only when the blue route line on his phone froze, then dissolved into a gray blank map. No roads, no towns, no network. Perfect, he thought. A travel vlogger lived for places that didn't exist online yet. His bike rolled over cracked mountain asphalt, fog licking the wheels like pale fingers. Pine trees leaned inward as if listening. The air smelled wet, metallic, almost like old coins. Then, suddenly, the hotel appeared. A massive stone building crouched on the cliff edge, its windows glowing warm yellow against the dying evening. A sign above the entrance read, Hotel Erebus, reopening tonight. The font was elegant, old-fashioned, the kind that belonged to another century. Arav parked, strapped his camera to his chest rig, and smiled into the lens. Hey guys, Arav here, and today we're doing something insane. His voice echoed slightly, as if the mountain itself responded. This hotel was closed for 20 years. No bookings, no staff, no guests. And today, it reopens. I'm staying the night. A gust of wind pushed through the trees. The hotel's automatic doors slid open without being touched. Arav hesitated, then stepped inside. Warmth enveloped him. The lobby smelled of polished wood and faint lavender. Chandeliers shone, marble floors gleamed. Too perfect. At the reception desk stood a woman in a black uniform. "Welcome to Hotel Erebus," she said. Her accent was hard to place, European maybe. "I'm Elena Graves, manager." Her eyes were pale gray, not unfriendly, just unreadable. "I have a reservation," Arav said. Elena smiled slightly. "Of course you do." She handed him a brass key. Room 317. "Dinner is served at 9. Do not leave your room after midnight." Arav chuckled. "House rules for the vlog, huh?" Elena did not laugh. Not a suggestion, a rule. Somewhere above, a door shut by itself.
Other guests. By 8:30, the hotel had filled with quiet footsteps and soft voices. Arav sat in the lounge filming B-roll, fireplace, antique furniture, a grandfather clock ticking too loudly. Other guests appeared. A woman in her 30s with tired eyes and a notebook, Dr. Maya Rao. She ordered tea and watched the room like she was studying invisible insects. A tall man in a brown coat, Inspector Daniel Roy, sat alone, drinking black coffee. His hands shook slightly. And a honeymoon couple, laughing too loudly, holding hands too tightly. Arav introduced himself to Maya first. "You're a researcher?" he asked. "Psychologist," she said, "studying environmental fear response." He grinned. "Perfect place for that." "Yes," she agreed, "perfect." Dinner was served in silence. No music, no chatter from staff, just plates appearing and disappearing without a sound. At exactly 11:45 p.m., a bell chimed through the hotel. Elena stood at the dining hall entrance. "Midnight approaches," she said. "Please return to your rooms. Remember the rule." No one argued. No one joked. Everyone obeyed. Except Arav, who whispered into his camera, "Midnight exploration challenge coming soon." He winked. Room 317. Arav's room was luxurious. King bed, balcony overlooking Black Forest, a mirror covering one wall. He placed his camera on the desk, live stream ready. "All right, guys," he whispered. "House rule says don't leave the room after midnight, which means we leave the room after midnight." The clock above the bed ticked toward 12, 11:59, 12. Every light flickered once, then the mirror rippled, not like glass, like water. Arav froze. In the reflection behind him, the door to his room was open, but when he turned, it was closed. A soft sound came from the corridor. A child's voice. "Arav?" His name, spoken from outside. He swallowed, turned the handle, opened the door. The hallway was longer than before, much longer. Lights dimmed, carpet darker, the air colder. At the far end, a single door stood, a brass number plate, 333. Arav lifted his camera and stepped forward. The door to room 333 opened by itself.
Arav's footsteps made no sound on the carpet. That was the first thing he noticed. He walked toward room 333, camera held tight, breath shallow. The hallway stretched unnaturally long, far longer than the hotel's exterior could allow. The walls were lined with doors, each identical, each with brass numbers. But the numbers were wrong. 333 again. 333 again. Arav slowed. The same number repeated on 5 consecutive doors. From inside one of them came a muffled sob. From another, laughter. From another, silence so heavy it felt like pressure on his ears. He aimed his camera at the nearest 333 door. The live stream chat was exploding, but he didn't look. His eyes were locked on the handle. A whisper slid through the corridor. "Come in, Arav." He stepped back. The voice sounded like a child, or an old woman, or both at once. His phone vibrated violently in his pocket. No notification, just vibration, continuous, frantic, as if receiving a call from nowhere. The lights overhead dimmed further. Arav turned to run back. The corridor behind him was gone. Now there was only more hallway, more repeating doors, more 333. His breath hitched. Then a firm hand grabbed his shoulder. He spun. Inspector Daniel Roy stood there, eyes wide, face pale. "Don't open any of those doors," said Daniel, "not even if it calls your name." Arav swallowed. "How did you get here?" Daniel didn't answer. He simply walked past Arav, down the impossible hallway, and opened a door labeled 317. Arav's room. Except that was behind him, wasn't it? Daniel stepped inside. Arav followed, and suddenly he was back in his own room. The normal corridor outside, the normal lighting, the normal silence. His clock read 12:01 a.m., as if nothing had happened. Daniel looked at him gravely. "You broke the rule," he said. "Now it knows you." Dr. Maya Rao sat on her bed in room 309, electrodes taped to her wrist, a small recorder on the pillow. She spoke calmly. "Experiment log, night 1, environment, Hotel Erebus. Objective, observe subconscious fear manifestation." She closed her eyes. At 12:02 a.m., the temperature in her room dropped suddenly. Her breath fogged. The recorder crackled. A second voice whispered over her own. "Doctor, why did you leave him?" Maya's eyes snapped open. On the ceiling above her, black water pooled, but did not fall. It clung like oil. From the reflection in that liquid, she saw a man's face. Her husband, dead 5 years. His lips moved. "You promised you'd save me." Maya tore the electrodes off, backing away. The black liquid vanished instantly, the ceiling dry, clean, normal. The recorder continued playing, but now 2 heartbeats were recorded. Only one belonged to her. At 6 a.m., breakfast was served. Everyone present from last night sat quietly. No one spoke of what happened after midnight, except one chair was empty. The honeymoon couple's table had only one person now, the woman. Her eyes were swollen, her hands shook. Arav approached her with caution. "Where's your husband?" he asked gently. She blinked slowly. "I don't have a husband," she said. Arav froze. "But last night," she tilted her head. "I came alone." Daniel stepped in quickly, pulling Arav aside. "He vanished," said Daniel, "but the hotel removes memory of the lost. If you accept the lie, you stay safe. If you resist—" Daniel didn't finish. Elena Graves appeared beside them silently. "Breakfast ends in 5 minutes," she said. "After that, please enjoy the hotel facilities." Her gray eyes lingered on Arav. "And remember," she added softly, "room 333 only opens once per night. You were lucky yesterday." Arav felt cold sweat on his back. Lucky or chosen?
Later that afternoon, Arav found Inspector Daniel Roy on the hotel balcony, staring at the forest below. Mist moved between the trees like slow breath. "You saved me last night," Arav said. "Why?" Daniel didn't look at him. "Because 20 years ago," Daniel said quietly, "my little sister walked into this hotel and never walked out." Arav's voice softened. "She disappeared here?" Daniel nodded. "Mass disappearance case. 15 guests, 7 staff. No bodies, no evidence. Just closed rooms and missing names from memory." He pulled a worn photograph from his coat. A smiling teenage girl standing in front of Hotel Erebus. The same sign, the same cliff. "My family forgot her," Daniel said. "After 1 month, they insisted I never had a sister. Only I remembered. That's why I became a cop. That's why I came back." Arav swallowed hard. "What is this place?" Daniel finally met his eyes. "A trap," he said, "for unfinished souls." That night, Maya gathered Arav and Daniel inside her room. On her laptop screen were audio waveforms from her recorder. "Listen," she said. She played the recording from her room, her own breathing, her heartbeat. Then another heartbeat, slower, heavier, inhuman. The hotel manifests psychological trauma. It projects guilt, grief, fear. It forces confrontation. Arav remembered the voice calling his name. Daniel's jaw tightened. "And if someone breaks?" Maya didn't answer immediately. "They are absorbed," she said finally. "Their identity is erased, memories rewritten. They become part of the hotel's structure." Arav's stomach turned. So 333, the core, the feeding chamber. Silence settled. Then Arav said, "I'm going back there tonight." Daniel grabbed his arm. "You're insane." Arav lifted his camera. "And if I record what's inside, the world will finally know." Maya hesitated. "I'm coming too," she said. Daniel exhaled sharply. "Then we go together. No one walks alone in this place." At 12 a.m., their doors unlocked by themselves. The corridor outside waited, longer than before, darker than before. Room 333 stood at the end like a watching eye. They walked, each step colder, each breath heavier. The door opened without a touch. Inside was a vast circular chamber. No furniture, no windows, only a black reflective floor stretching into darkness. In the center stood Elena Graves, but her uniform was gone. Now she wore an old-fashioned hotel dress from another era, her skin pale as marble, her eyes shining silver. "Welcome back," she said. From the floor around her, faces emerged, half-formed, whispering, crying, laughing, begging. Human faces. Guests, staff, children, all fused into the living darkness. Daniel gasped. "That's them." Elena spread her arms. "I am the caretaker. This hotel was built on a place where the boundary between memory and reality is thin. Every soul who enters carries regret. The hotel simply gives them what they deserve." Arav's camera shook in his hands. "Why call me?" he demanded. Elena smiled. "Because you seek attention, recognition, immortality, and what is a hotel but a monument of remembered lives?" The black floor rippled, hands formed, reaching. Maya whispered, horrified, "It's choosing." Daniel stepped forward. "Take me and let them go." Elena's eyes softened. "Inspector, you've carried guilt long enough." The darkness surged toward him. Arav shouted, "No!" He grabbed Daniel's coat and pulled. The floor cracked like glass. A scream burst through the chamber, not from a mouth, but from the walls themselves. Lights exploded overhead, and suddenly they were thrown backward. Arav woke on the cold marble lobby floor. Morning sunlight streamed through the tall windows. Birds chirped outside. The hotel looked peaceful, ordinary. For a moment, he thought it had all been a nightmare. Then he noticed Maya shaking him. "Arav, get up!" He sat up, dizzy. "Where's Daniel?" he asked. Maya's eyes filled with dread. They searched the hotel. Room 312, empty. Dining hall, empty seat where Daniel had been. Reception desk. Elena Graves stood there writing in a leather guest book. Arav stormed forward. "Where is Inspector Roy?" Elena looked up calmly. "There is no guest by that name," she said. Arav slammed his hand on the desk. "He was here last night. You took him." Elena opened the guest book and turned it toward him. "No name, no record." Maya whispered, "It's already rewriting memory." Arav pulled out his phone to show Daniel's photo, but the image had corrupted, only static where Daniel's face should be. Arav's breath shook. "He's inside the hotel now. Part of it," Maya said quietly. That night, Maya studied everything she had recorded. Audio, video, heartbeats, temperature drops. Finally, she found a pattern. "At midnight," Maya said, "the hotel opens its feeding cycle. At dawn, it resets. But if someone leaves before dawn after entering room 333, the hotel must take a replacement." Arav stared at her. "A life for a life," he said. Maya nodded. "Elena is not human anymore. She is bound. To escape, someone must take her place as caretaker." Arav thought of Daniel's sacrifice, of the crying faces in the floor. "So how do we leave?" he asked. Maya met his eyes. "One of us must stay behind." Silence. Long. Heavy. Then Arav spoke. "I came here chasing views. I won't let anyone else pay for that." Maya grabbed his hand. "No, you're young. You still have a life." Arav smiled sadly. So did Daniel. Arav stood before the door of room 333. His camera was live, red recording light blinking. He spoke directly into it. "To anyone watching this, Hotel Erebos is real. If you ever hear of it reopening, do not come. Behind him, Maya watched with tears in her eyes. The clock struck midnight. The door opened. Arav stepped inside. The black chamber waited. Elena stood at its center. "So," she said, "you've chosen." Arav swallowed his fear. "Let the others go," he said. "Take me." Elena stepped forward, gently touching his forehead. "You will forget your name, your past, your world." Arav kept the camera facing himself. His voice trembled. "My name is Arav Mehta," he said. "I exist." The darkness rose around him. Faces whispered, hands reached. The last thing the camera captured was his eyes, refusing to close. The live stream ended. Dawn broke over the mountains. Mist drifted away. Birds sang. The forest looked innocent again. Dr. Maya Rao walked out of the hotel entrance alone. No one stopped her. No voice called her name. No rule blocked her path. She didn't look back. She walked down the road until her phone regained signal. Dozens of notifications flooded in. Arav Mehta live. Stream ended abruptly. Viewers 2.3 million. Comments: "Is this real? Where did he go? Call police." Maya sat on a rock by the roadside and watched the final seconds of the recording. Arav's face, his voice. "My name is Arav Mehta. I exist." Then, darkness. She saved the video. Some truths needed proof. Authorities arrived. They searched the hotel. Every room was normal. Every corridor the right length. Every door properly numbered. Room 333 did not exist. Not in blueprints, not in architecture, not in reality. There was no Elena Graves in employment records, no staff, no missing guests. The hotel was declared abandoned again. Maya tried to tell them, showed them recordings, shared Daniel's photo, but files corrupted, audio turned to static, faces blurred. Only one thing remained intact: Arav's final words. "My name is Arav Mehta. I exist." That was enough for Maya. She published everything online. The world forgot in weeks. The internet moved on. It always does. A new banner hung on the cliffside building. Hotel Erebos, reopening tonight. A young couple arrived at the reception desk. A man stood behind it now, neatly dressed, calm eyes, a polite smile. "Welcome to Hotel Erebos," he said. "My name is Arav. I'll be your manager." His eyes were dark, deep, endless. Somewhere beneath the marble floor, voices whispered. The hotel was hungry again, and room 333 was ready. All right, dude, story ended there, so please subscribe my channel. Goodbye, and meets next story.